Are you live? Yo. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I can hear you. You should be able to hear me.
definitely not cooperating with me. I'm tight. And spin your camera around, my friend, unless you're going to show what looks to be NFL Live.
Yeah, no, we gonna watch NFL Live over here, Sade. That's what it is. Nah, I'm playing. What's good, people? Norwood. Oh, did you freeze, Norwood? You got a text message over there? You froze on my side. Well, anyway, while that goes, I'm gonna play some music in the background.
There we go. Finally
You
got
back?
the full cooperation.
You back?
Nah, they having some type of thing where you should be able to go into a room and start these, but for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on with Instagram and their live right now. But we are here. It is Saturday Morning Live. Clearly, my app is not cooperating. Y'all rock with me to the best of y'all ability. I don't know what's going on. None of my stuff fits on the screen.
Chinese weather balloons. Hey.
So, they literally have the logo, the time, and our name right on top of each other. But we are here. We rocking with what we got. It is the summertime. If you haven't stepped outside and it's 1 trillion degrees, which would be nice because it's unbearably hot. But there's not a lot of new sports going on, but there's a lot of sports stuff going on that's very interesting. This is episode 112, Where the Players Dwell. We're going to get right into it with Saturday Morning Live. I am Norwood. That is Reggie. How you feeling?
Bro, you look flustered. You look like your nostrils are flaring right now. Like you are frustrated.
If you see what my app looks like right now, I took a screenshot because it was so bad. I was like, bro, I don't know what this thing is doing. And at first, it throws the little things in the corner, but they're like a million miles away, so you can't touch it. It's like, okay, bro, this ain't a user error. This is something going on with the app. It's outside of my control. This is above me and my pay grade for sure. I'm rocking with what I got though.
Well, yeah, man. I'm good, dog. I am well. I can't wait for Monday because we finally have some like this is like talk show scandal type stuff on Monday when we talk about the whole Dan Snyder, Roger Goodell leaked emails type stuff. I can't wait for that. I've been watching the Hawks Summer League. That has been my main focus in terms of sports. Very impressed with our draft picks. I think we got a couple steals. And then I'm just kind of tired of the NBA. And I know we got to talk about it. But we about to talk about some stuff that may not get resolved until October.
Yes. And that's the reason. I mean, I don't think there's a better Saturday in the season to talk about the stuff that may never happen. Everything today is made up. As made up as can possibly be.
It is, though, when you think about it.
Wait. You know what I just figured out is I can't start the live nor end the live, nor can I see any comments right now. Y'all, Instagram is wilding.
Oh, I can see all the
That's
comments.
fine. I cannot. Like I don't know what this is, but it ain't right. But we're gonna rock with it. Let's get right into it first.
It ain't right, but it ain't left.
The trade that might not ever happen. It seems less and less likely to happen every week. What do you feel about this, man?
Man, look, dog, I don't care. You want me to tell you the truth?
You have
tell
to
the truth?
care because it's in our conference
Oh, shoot. My bad.
and our division. Excuse me.
Got the chat showing on my bad. Man, okay. We're here. Let's have a conversation. We're going to have it.
That fundamentally influences everything about next season for us.
Does it? I mean,
Hell yeah.
bro, okay, I'm going to get right back to this, but I got Sports Center on in the background. Y'all want to see what the top 10 plays are? The bird is the word. They're showing the top 10 times a bird ran on the field. That should let you know that we don't have nothing to talk
Don't
about.
expect nothing out of us, fam. If ESPN is giving you birds. You know you.
We are watching the birds. But all right, let's talk about Dame first. Dame. It's hard to feel sorry for Dame. I like the loyalty. I like the whole, you want to build it from within and do what you have to do and all of that stuff, right? But at some point, dog, you guys seen the writing on the wall like 3 years ago. When they traded CJ McCollum and didn't get nobody, they hit on Anthony Simons, but they didn't really add anything. Like, I would have left, Dame should have left 2 years ago. Dame's 35, right? He's 35, right? I think I'm right. He's 35 years old. Dame should have left at 32. At 32, you came in the league at 22. You gave them 10 years.
Sound like 30 to me. Sound like 29 to me. Sound like 27 to me. Sound like you should have been the hell out of there a long time ago. To me.
Every time. I
told y'all when Dame should have got out of there.
Yeah.
As soon as they got Carmelo Anthony, I said, bro, you should have known that the right one's on the wall. It was time for you to find an exit to the left or to the right. But either way, to get to the hell on, my guy, it was time for you to go and be somewhere else. And you stuck there. Congratulations, I guess, for all the loyalty in the world. But that's just a no for me, big dog.
Yeah, like it's hard. And then like you wait till after the draft, which really kind of you got bad advice. You waited till after the draft to then request a trade.
No, remember his whole thing was he wanted to give him another shot to put a team around him. Eventually, you got to just know when it's time to break up, big dog.
Bro, before the draft, they signed Jeremy Grant. No shade, you're a good player. To 5 years, 160. If you sign a Jeremy Grant to 5 years, 160, dog, go ahead and trade me for some draft picks. You could get whoever you want, and I can go somewhere. Listen, it sucks. You might as well stay in Portland. I think that's you might as well stay in Portland at this point.
And I think that you know me, I think for a long time that's been a high probability that because what it's going to take for you to get Dame, and Dame is expensive, and you've waited for teams to kind of get situated because it's new CBA, they're trying to make everything faster and earlier, then yeah, it's tight now. The teams, there's one team I think that I think should be going after him because I think he makes them immediate contenders. But outside of them,
I think there's a few teams. No. To me, yours is Utah. Mine is Minnesota. If Minnesota were to go get him and pair him with Anthony Edwards and all those other young pieces, because Minnesota kind of hit on the draft too, and you could trade Karl Anthony Towns for Dame, you have two bona fide scorers. You have defense in Rudy. You have wing defense because they got those young guys. You got Naz Muhammad. You have a little bit of a bench. Like, to me, Minnesota is the best place for him to go, and for both parties, for the Blazers and Dame. Going to Miami, hey, bro, y'all about to get a whole lot of no defense for nothing. I wouldn't. If I from a business standpoint, and I know y'all call me corporate raider and all that stuff, and I take it, and that's not it. But from a business standpoint, ain't no way I'm trading Dame Lillard for Tyler Hero, Jimmy Neutron, and 2 picks in the next decade. I'm not doing that. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's the reason that I have to get, because Utah can give you so many different parts and pieces and draft picks. I'm looking to Danny Ainge. And I think that Dame is such the one piece that they need. They have the front court. They have a ton of defense. They still have Jordan Clarkson, so they got a guard. They got Ochai Agbaji. They got the kid who they just got. What's his name? Who's been playing out of his mind? Keontae George. I feel like, yeah, they can put together an immediately very competitive team and still have some money. Like, they don't have to spend all their money.
Yeah, but I don't know if you trade Dame there, you still I think Minnesota would be closer with Dame than the Utah Jazz would be closer with Dame. I think they would be closer because of Edwards, because of Rudy Gobert, because of the younger players, because of the players that they have, the role players. I think that they would be closer to a championship. So it works out better for Dame. For Utah, that's fine.
I feel like,
it is what it is. You get more. For organization, it's better for Portland for Portland to deal with Utah. From a team perspective, it's better for Dame to go to Minnesota.
I'm gonna tell you this. I think that until proven otherwise, Walker Kessler's gonna play just as good as Rudy Gobert. So those two cancel each other out.
That's insane for you. Okay, go ahead.
That's not insane. That's literally the production from last year. If you look at both of them, Walker Kessler was a better basketball player.
Okay.
So then I have to look at Anthony Edwards. And do they have Jaden McDaniel on that team? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniel, or John Collins and Lauri Markkanen.
I forgot about Lauri. Who's there too?
And that's where you got either. It depends on who you trade. So you have Ogchild Ogbaji from Kansas. I would assume maybe Keontae George or Jordan Clarkson. I would assume two of those guys go. One of those guys stays. Whoever stays would be the starting two.
Who's their one?
That would be Dame.
I think I would rather. First off,
you could trade THT. You could trade Kelly Olynyk. You got and like THT ain't a bad basketball player. He's still very young. Okay, so this is the thing. The people around the league
you know why I'm laughing? Because you killed THT for 18 months straight.
THT, but okay, let me very clarify, because I know that y'all do listen to the podcast and y'all like, Chris, you're telling me a lot. I think that THT still has a reasonable amount of value in this NBA. I don't believe that he was what LeBron said he was. LeBron was a liar for that, and we know LeBron lies. But yeah, I think that as a piece, yes, he can be a good piece, but he's not. LeBron was like, this man is next up. He ain't next up either. Now, I'm glad you asked me to clarify, because I don't want people to question my integrity. Hell no. But I think he's a legitimate bench player. I don't think that he's a starter in the NBA.
Now, see, then I think he would be the definition of dime a dozen. To me.
Yeah.
THT.
Sure.
So
but also with his price, I told you those guys' value has skyrocketed. The corner store player, as Nick Young calls them, the liquor store player, as Nick Young calls them, the guys who are not going to get paid a ton of money but can kind of play, those guys are infinitely more valuable now because you have, pause here, a harder cap.
Well, so I find a bunch of flaws in what you just said. The one thing is Walker Kessler is just as good as Rudy Gobert, which is absolutely insane for me to hear, because Rudy Gobert is 2-time defensive, really could be 3-time defensive player of the year. And Walker Kessler was in an offense where he didn't have to play with another center. I think if you take Cat off of that team and let Rudy Gobert man the paint, there's no way you would compare Walker Kessler to Rudy Gobert. I think Walker Kessler has all the potential to be Rudy Gobert and be better, probably at a faster rate. But as of now, he is not in the conversation, to me, of having a Rudy Gobert. 1. 2, THT is inconsequential. All them people you named, THT, that's cool. THT and Herb Jones, them cancel each other out. To me, you can say whatever you want. I think Herb Jones is actually probably a better fit because he plays better defense. Herb
Jones from?
Not Herb Jones. What's Jaden McDaniel? Jaden McDaniel played better defense than THT. So when it comes there, and then 3, now the only two things.
Wait, hold on, time out.
Well, no, let me finish. You put like 6 points.
Yeah, but I want to address that one point. Do you think that you're sending Jaden McDaniel in the trade? Because I'm saying that you can send THT. I don't think you can send Jaden McDaniel if you're going to send Karl Anthony Towns.
No, Karl Anthony Towns. It would be a Dame for Karl Anthony Towns.
Straight up, right?
Either straight up, or you would throw in like, not THT is not a throw-in player. I would think it would be like, What did the Hawks just do? Ty Jones and Gogwagwam. That was racist. And the
Oh
dude
my
that they got.
goodness, his name is Usman Garuba. My God, talk about culturally insensitive.
That's why I stopped myself. Guzman, when you have you would throw in players. Stop laughing, man. You gonna make me forget my point. You're gonna throw.
Relax, Danny Ferry.
You're. Okay, so let me finish my point. You would throw it basically would be a Dame for Cat straight up trade, meaning you would throw in other players to maybe make the rosters fill out, make the numbers, but you wouldn't throw in THT or anything else like that. It's who would be more who would be more valuable in that trade is how you look at it. Would it be Dame would be more valuable, or would Cat be more valuable? And I think at that point, I mean, I don't know. So that's the second thing I had a problem.
Wait. THT would. Well, I want to address the point about THT. THT would be in the trade package to go to Portland.
He plays with Utah, right?
Yeah. So when Utah trades, they would trade Colin Sexton. So they would trade Colin Sexton, THT, Kelly Olynyk, either Ogchai Ogbaji, or Jordan Clarkson, or Keontae George. So you would get 3 of those players, and then I would ask for 4 first-round draft picks because they got 4 or 5 from Cleveland. They have 4 or 5 from the Timberwolves. So yeah, I could.
Why would Dame do that? Why would you do that? If I'm Dame, I wouldn't. I don't think Utah is. I don't know. I don't see Utah as the fit for Dame. I see, and what I was saying was with Minnesota, by having Karl Anthony Towns, Portland as an organization gets Karl Anthony Towns back. They get a star. All pro player for the next, what is he, 5 years? 5 years? 4 years? 5 years? 4 years. 4 years. So you get Karl Anthony Towns. I can't see them with Jeremy Grant paying him $160. But Jeremy Grant, Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp. Is it Shaden Sharp?
Yep.
Shaden Sharp. And now you need a 3. I don't know who their 3 is.
No. That's Vucevic. That's the other part. You would have to move, not Vuce. Nurkic is there. So you will have to move Nurkic.
Yeah.
And to me, that Karl Anthony Towns contract is terrible. I want the money, not the guy. I don't ever want 4 more years of $50 million Karl Anthony Towns with this new season. And I got the other.
Why not? It matches the timeline. His contract goes up when Scoot and Shaden Sharp are up for new contracts.
I don't want to hamstring. I don't want to hamstring myself to getting another player because you already have him. Hold on, you have him at $50 million a year, and you have expensive Jeremy Grant. You can't.
Well, and that's
player.
not the ham. Karl Anthony Towns wouldn't be the hamstring. The hamstring is Jeremy Grant. Portland fucked themselves over by doing that. In this case,
how many legs you got, Reggie?
2.
All right. So how many hamstrings you gonna have?
What does that mean? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Jeremy and Karl Anthony Towns, hamstrings together.
Well, then you can say, well, okay, then Jeremy and Dame Lillard, hamstring them right now. What I'm saying is, you get a star back for a star. You probably could get a couple throw-in players or whatever, and you could still get. Well, they traded their picks for Utah.
Exactly.
That's where my argument. That's where my argument falls apart. Is that they traded all them picks for Gobert, which is why you can't trade Gobert. You can't trade Gobert. You have to trade. So they actually have to take a loss on Karl Anthony Towns, which would be a win. You'd have to get picks, and nobody's going to give them picks. Minnesota, it's right there. Like Dame on Minnesota to me makes Minnesota very, very, especially in the West. I mean, there's nobody else in the West.
It's called Anthony Towns, and there's just not a world where I think, now give me to me, I will believe in myself and the picks and my ability to put together a team versus trying to get a team and to have our highest paid player who is not going to be our leader, has never proven to be a player that can motivate the team to be a high level player. No.
You think Trae Young is our leader?
No. I thought about it. I mean, it's reasonable, but he's not. No, I think it was John. And then as I think John, like once DeJounte showed up, I think DeJounte is the leader of that. But even you're right. Trae's very expensive to not be a leader. But
you think Zion is the leader of the Pelicans?
No, he don't even play. How can you lead from the bench? That's a coach.
He's the highest paid player.
And I've been telling you for the last 3 years that they should get rid of him.
But that's not the point. I'm saying just because you're the highest paid player doesn't make you the leader. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns the highest paid player, and he's not the leader of Minnesota now.
Yes, but where you typically have your highest paid
actually,
player,
no, he's not. It's Rudy Gobert.
So where is a team where their highest paid player is not their leader?
We just named 3 of them.
Successful.
What did I say? Minnesota, Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta. I would say Atlanta was successful, but he wasn't, and he wasn't the highest paid player when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He didn't get his contract extension yet.
And you see how that's working out for us right now, swimmingly. I don't think that we're in a very confident position about our leadership going forward with that team.
I don't. I mean, no. I mean, that's why you brought. Ooh.
I don't think that and I'm open to make like I don't know where a team where your best player is not your highest compensated. I mean, your leader is not the highest compensated unless it's going to be one of those
Celtics.
Like Spurs team. Jason Tatum is not their leader.
Not he might be now. He wasn't before. It was clearly Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart was the leader of that team. Matter of fact, you think Ja is the leader of Memphis? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. I think Ja is the best player. I don't think he's the leader.
Who's the leader? Oh, it's leadership by committee?
I mean, it was Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks was the one, not saying he was the leader, but Dylan.
Time out.
Hold on. No, wait. Stop talking. Stop talking so I can speak. Dylan Brooks wasn't the leader, but Dylan Brooks was the one that was out front in everything. Everybody talked to Dylan Brooks. What I'm saying is Memphis did not have a leader. But so in that case, the highest paid player was not the leader. So you asked me to give you and you fine. I don't think Ja Morant was the leader of that team. I think he's the best player. I think, and personally, if for that team to take the next step, the leader needs to be Jaren Jackson Jr. But I don't think Ja is the leader of the team.
I 100%. Okay, so that dynamic is very similar to the Steph Draymond. I think that Steph is the leader of the Golden State Warriors. But
clear and uncut.
I think that he allows Draymond to shine in his role as the vocal point, flashpoint of the team.
He's the ADP.
Yeah, he's the person who will really kick your ass. Hey man.
He's the ADP. Steph is the DP, but the dean. But what?
Your dad, like your dad, is the person running the house. But hey, when it's some time for some shit to go down.
But I disagree there. I don't think they have that dynamic in because Steph could rein Draymond in. Yes. Nobody could rein Dylan in, and nobody.
I don't think that any.
Ja Morant is not a leader of men. He's not a leader right now.
I don't think that anybody was like. That's my part that frustrated me most about Dylan Brooks. I don't think anybody was trying to.
Who was the leader of Brooklyn when they made it with Kyrie and all of them?
Kevin Durant. Easy. Kevin
you think he was a leader?
Do whatever he want to. Yes. That's how I know. He let Kyrie bully James Harden. That's the reason I know that KD was the leader. That's the reason I blame all of that on Kevin Durant, without a doubt. That was Kevin Durant.
Who's the leader of the Clippers?
So I don't know because I'm gonna tell you why.
That's my point. I don't need you to tell me why. I just need you to see it. You asked me successful teams that have yes, you did. You said wait. You said successful teams that where the highest paid player is not the leader. I just gave you multiple teams that were successful that don't have a leader.
I think that is the downfall of the Los Angeles Clippers. I think that they're a rudderless team. I think that they have a lot of good pieces, but they don't have a person to kind of focus this. And since you have Kawhi, who ain't gonna say much, Paul George, who ain't really gonna say much,
you have a leader.
I don't think that. I think that that's the reason they haven't risen to the next level of success. They don't have any leadership. They don't really have a hierarchy, which is weird because it's not like any of the players have an ego. Like they play an egoless basketball, but that also means that they don't have like a driving force.
Who's the leader in Sacramento?
Fox.
Think so?
Fox. That's his team. Everybody else has just kind of showed up. Hey, thank you guys for coming over here because it wouldn't be possible without you, but that's Fox's team. Sabonis is happy to be there. It was the
we'll
right
see.
move.
I think the power dynamic will be established this year. I think the hierarchy of scoring, like in terms of best player, yeah, I mean it's probably Fox and then Sabonis. But in terms of leadership, holding people accountable and all of that stuff, I think that will be established this year.
And those last two teams, I think their coaches do a good job of doing that. Because
who is the leader in Philly?
It's got to be Embiid. It starts and ends.
You think it's man? Ain't no, not from what I saw. Ain't nowhere in hell. Bruh. To me, the leader was PJ Tucker. That was the leader.
PJ Tucker's just their Draymond. He's the leader. Like he's there. You
just said Draymond.
Yes, there's a difference in being the person telling people what to do and leadership. Two different things. I might be the person at the top. There may be another person who tells you what to do. I tell that person what to do.
I don't think PJ told Embiid what to do. I think he motivated him and led him to be a better player.
I think there's a difference between leadership and like the team figurehead. You're right. PJ Tucker is hey, you need to go do this.
Well, then that
guy who's at the top is yes.
Well, then that actually stands back into my point of all them other teams like Memphis. Ja is the figurehead, but he ain't the leader.
I think that they need more leadership. But I will say these are also younger teams minus the Clippers. So everybody else is trying. Like Sacramento is trying to develop these guys into the next. Like there's Fox is young. So you got to give him some time to get into like adult NBA. Same thing I say about like Jalen Green, or Cade Cunningham. Right now, they're like good basketball players, but they haven't got to their adult level of basketball. I feel like now that's where I will say Trae Young is kind of stepping in that. He's gone from like a young basketball player to now he's the elder statesman of it.
So if that's the case, why doesn't Trae get the same? De'Aaron Fox has been in the league for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years now. 5. He's on his second contract. Yeah, I mean that's how much time do you need?
I think your second contract is when you start to step into that next role. The first, yeah.
I want to take us down a tangent of why you give everybody else that, and then you talk shit about Trae, but we're not gonna do that. We actually were gonna talk about Dame. So we talked about Dame. You think he should go to Utah? I think he should go to Minnesota. Either way, I don't think any of those are gonna happen. I think he is going to stay in Portland because Portland's not gonna take a shitty deal, and Dame. Did we freeze? And Dame is not going to go to anybody other than like Miami or. Miami. I don't really see another place he would go.
Yeah, so I mean, if I'm Portland, I'm okay with making him wait. You gotta find you.
Yeah. If I'm Dame, I'm waiting. Either way, you gonna pay me my money. or that's it. Either way.
I'm not even actively looking for trade opportunity. This is the team that I got. If you can go find me a trade that I get value for you, I'll make it. Until then, I look forward to seeing you on the first day. That's it.
Not with the way that the NBA runs. You could say I look forward to you, and you just won't be there.
Okay, so think about it in this way. Who has more time in this case? You or me? Portland got all the time in the world because as soon as you leave, we're going to go into rebuild mode anyway.
Yeah, but you still going to have to pay him. Why would you lose Dame for nothing? Why would you sit there and say who got more time, you or me, and then you end up losing Dame for nothing?
Oh, because you got to draw on the line. Me personally, I'm drawing a line in the sand.
All right, well then that's the line.
I'm not accommodating you for the sake of accommodation. I've respected
why?
You. I paid you.
Why? He did the same thing for you.
I paid you copious amounts of money.
He's made you copious amounts of money.
And all I'm asking is for you want out to find me a fair trade back. Even Swindle.
There's this. You could take that same talk you saying, and he could say, "I stayed here for 12 years. I gave you a chance to build over and over again. I could have requested a trade a long time ago. I could have done all of these things, but I didn't. So therefore, like your argument from that side can be said on the same side of Dame. I did you a solid the same way that you are asking, the same way that I want you to do me a solid. I did you a solid for 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, the answer is still no. Once I said what I'm gonna say,
okay.
Sometimes.
Well then, fine. Well then, we're trading you to New Orleans. Well then, my agent's gonna tell New Orleans if they trade me there, I'm not going. I'm not gonna play. Y'all can figure it out from there. And therefore, then we just gonna sit there.
You're retired first playing with me, kid. If you retire in the year, Kid Ray.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna win a championship if I stay there anyway. Just pay me my money.
Awesome.
At that point, pay me my money, and my contract is over, and I ain't got no miles on my leg, no more miles. I can still go play.
And I'm gonna tell you, and the other part is, if you don't play, and the only reason you don't play is you choose not to play, then yeah, we're gonna see what that look like. We'll do arbitration. Litigation, integration. You won't.
No. You got a whole. Athletes have unlimited lists of injuries. Dame has an injury. There's something that he could get hurt and be like, you know what, I don't want to play. I'm hurt. I'm not gonna play.
I'm gonna wait.
And you're gonna end up getting burnt. Next, let's go to the next person that's on this list of I don't even know what to call this list, just in fucked up situations. James Harden. James Harden.
All these people are wishing they were somewhere else and have not got there yet.
James Harden has opted into his contract, which I don't understand. So he opted into his contract and then requested a trade. Turn it up to that.
Because he wants that money. I want that. The money that I'm owed. And let me give you a little bit of backstory about this.
Yeah,
from what I've read or understood is he is upset because they did not max. I guess they had some type of agreement, and he was under the guise that they were going to max him. He did not take all the money last year. He said, "Hey, I'll stay for this." And I think that handshake agreement was, if I stay for this, you guys get me straight next year, which seems reasonable. Then next year rolled around and they did, in fact, not get him straight. So he's like, if you're not going to get me straight, then good luck and Godspeed.
Huh? Now that is somebody I would trade to Utah. I'd trade Jay Harden to Utah in a heartbeat. If that's the first, I mean, that's just bad business on all sides. You don't ever take a handshake agreement in turn when you're talking about money.
But that's also, you got to think though, that's your boy from Houston. And in Houston, he got fired and he brought you to Philly at the absolute worst time. When you needed an out, he helped you out.
Listen, you my homeboy. I'm never taking a handshake agreement. It's gonna have to be in writing. It's gonna have to be something. When it comes to millions of dollars, nah, my guy. Sorry, nah, my guy. We're gonna have to have it in writing. We're gonna have to have it in triplicate form, like 1994. I want all the proof that you said, because at the end of the day, now you want this money. Now you sitting mad, and he ain't got to do nothing, no matter how much that was your boy. So nah, you should have got that in writing.
There's levels to that, because you should
one
be
level
able
to me. Not in business, dog. Business, you always cover your ass. You always cover your ass. You always have paperwork in order. You always have established things, so that when this exact situation comes up, when you said he say she say, at the end of the day, you gonna be out of friend and out of millions of dollars. Where if you had it in writing, you at least get the millions of dollars.
I mean, when you look at it in the whole scheme of things, he's going to get his millions of dollars, no matter which way you cut it, he's going to get it, and he knows that.
Why? So they could take the stance of the Blazers, of Norwood, the Blazers GM, and be like, "You opted in. I'll see you here. We're not, or you find me a package where I get fair compensation and this, that, and the third." It could be the same thing, but then you're gonna be why? Like,
because the reason that you can't do that in Philly is you can't burn up Joel Embiid's time, because he'll leave. You can't risk him leaving. It's the same with
Dame.
No. Hold on. There's a difference. Dame is the highest paid player on the Blazers, right? James Harden is not the highest paid player on the Sixers. So him not being the highest paid player, you are now affecting Joel Embiid, because you can't get a player to play in James's spot, and James is not playing. So now he has a leverage, because all he's going to do is Joel is going to have to look at them eventually and be like, "Hey, you got to move this guy. He's not playing, and I'm trying to win a championship. And if you don't move him, then I'm next."
Yeah.
And then
I just said that. They could trade him. I trade James in a heartbeat. He'd be out of there. Go. Peace out.
Yes, but that's the reason I'm saying that James does have a different level of leverage, because he can burn up the time of Joel Embiid.
For 1 year.
Yeah. Joel Embiid don't have that many more 1 years to burn up either. Now he is a 7 foot, 300 something pound guy who's not the healthiest. Yeah, you can't keep burning up his years like that. Hell no. And I would assume he's in his prime right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I think he could get better, but yeah.
Yeah, but maybe, so still probably ascending on prime, not primed out.
I think he's first year Shaquille O'Neal in LA. I think that's where he is. I think he next year, he needs to take the step. He's a good rim protector, but he's got to get the anger, I don't know what to call it. It's like an intangible. I want to say he's got to get the Tim Tebow effect. He needs whatever juice Gatorade Tim Tebow got. He's got to figure that out, because if he were to get that type of heart, Joel Embiid would be smack dab it. There'd be nothing you could do.
I know what you're talking about. It's the Giannis, where you can just kind of go into another mode. I don't think he has that, but I think he sacrificed that for skill.
He's Patrick Ewing. And he'll never win a championship.
And you know what? That's
and that's not that shouldn't be a shot at Patrick Ewing, because Patrick Ewing was one of the best centers of all time. But at the end of the day, when the game mattered,
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's not an insult, but it's surely a thing. Like, I'm not insulting you saying that you're Patrick Ewing, fucking Patrick Ewing, but you're Patrick Ewing. Good, bad, or indifferent. You're right, though. I don't think he got what you're talking about, that next switch to go into killer mode, and it's not even the killer mode, because I think he has that, but it's just like that angry bully. I will destroy you. I don't think he has the aggression, that next level of aggression.
So what do you think? Soft.
You think James? He ain't. I don't like calling players soft, because ain't nobody in the NBA bullying him. And he's bullying the players in the NBA.
He ain't bully Boston.
Huh?
He ain't bully Boston. And they ain't even got no real center other than Robert Williams, who was hurt.
So one team getting you doesn't.
But it's the same team every year. They done lost to Boston like 3 years. It's the same team. You think it's the same team? Now that I think about it, other than the Hawks, who didn't. You gotta believe. I mean, that's Ben Simmons, so I can't put that on.
Hawks
but I can't
Hawks for sure bullied him.
But what I'm saying is, like, dog, you at the end of the day, if Embiid, the whole topic was James Harden. At the end of the day, Embiid has to get that, no matter who they put in that position for James Harden. Embiid, because we know who James Harden is at this point. James Harden gonna get his money for 95% of the season and 98% of the playoffs. You're gonna be like, damn, James Harden is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Then games 6 and 7, it's got to be on you.
Every time I be talking big James shit.
Every year.
James.
And I'd be like, yeah,
and
sure.
I'd be like, yo, this man is one of the most prolific basketball players to ever dribble a basketball. He is legitimately a scoring phenom and a passing wizard. He's one of the few guys who has just mastered the combo. He is damn near the prototypical combo guard. He can lead the NBA in scoring and lead the NBA in assists. But
lead them in flops.
It's about 3 or 4 games at the end of the season every year, and just falls the fuck apart on me. And I know I'm not crazy because I see it 97% of the season. But when I really need it, it just don't be there. And then people think, and I can't say that they're wrong for it, but damn.
They should kill him just like, I mean, he and Chris Paul are the poster boys for important game, closeout game, winning games, elimination game, choke artists. They are poster boys for it every year. And I if I'm Joel, at the end of the day, go get me. Joel got to be the dude. Be like, just pass me the ball and dunk. And you should be able to surround Joel with a bunch of players. Maybe Tyrese Maxey is your person and have a bunch of role players. And Joel should go out there and do what he has to do. I mean, at the end of the day, look at Joker. He made Aaron Gordon look great. Now, Aaron Gordon plays good defense, but Aaron Gordon looks great as the third option. He made Kentavious Caldwell-Pope look great because it's Joker. Everybody's surrounded about him.
And that's where it gets tricky, because I was just thinking about that. The real issue is the third and fourth option for the Nuggets and the third and fourth option for the Sixers. Nope. It's really.
That's right.
No. Let's just
talk because Tyrese Maxey, because Maxey's the third option.
No, that's the reason I had to reposition my thought here. So you got Embiid and Joker. Then next you have James and Murray. Now I think that Murray is a little bit better because he's younger than James. And then the next one,
Murray's better than James Harden? I want to make sure I hear you say that. I just want to make sure I hear you say that again. You said Murray's better than James Harden.
Right now, yes. James is older. Yeah. Okay. James ain't no spring chicken.
You're just gonna put a pin in that. That's cool. What's up, dude?
Yeah, I can't not see anything.
They're all like kind of laughing at you. I mean, not
Tobias is where Tobias ruins the Sixers. He's getting paid so much money, you really need to split him in half, because your fourth option being Michael Porter Jr. really puts you ahead of it puts you in elite.
It really is. The fourth option was Aaron Gordon, but because Michael Porter Jr. shit the bed on offense, Aaron Gordon ascended in the finals. But to me, Tobias Harris, as much his contract makes him bad, but I think they used him wrong too. They used him the way the Hawks used John Collins. Just put him in the corner and only shoot, or give him the ball with 6 seconds left on it and be like, go get a bucket. It's like, well, damn, you put me at the that's not him. Yeah. So I think Tobias Harris will be. I hate to say this because I was so against this trade the whole time, and I still kind of am. But I wouldn't have mind seeing Tobias Harris in that 4th spot for the Hawks now that the way that they want to go.
Not at $40 million. Hell
no. And I'm saying that's because of the money. Yes. But for what the Hawks want to do, Tobias Harris is the 4 that you need. Yeah. Really, He could. I mean, him and Phoenix would be crazy. Him on any team minus 20 million, minus $15 million.
Sure.
Amazing.
You're right. That extra $15 million is a whole player. And if you could add one more player at $15 million to the Sixers, I think that you probably have the best team needs.
So James Harden, where does he end up? We said Dame's going to stay in Portland. Where does James end up? He wants to go to the Clippers, which...
No, I heard that he wants to go to either the Clippers or to Phoenix.
Well, Phoenix is out of the question unless they trade DeAndre Ayton, which they're going to have to get a 3-team deal. And I still don't know how it'd be Ayton to the Hawks and Capella to the...
Wait. Ayton to Portland. Dame to Philly. James to Phoenix.
It works. I'm sure it works from a be able to trade wise, but I mean Phoenix, that's a lot of money. That's your starting five making 4 your start. I mean, that's still now. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That. You just move. It's just as it would just be matching. I mean, they would all match. So the money doesn't really change. You just don't notice the money as much because it's DeAndre Ayton. He doesn't stand out. James has a lot more pressure with him. I actually think that solves their point guard situation because he doesn't have to shoot the ball the most, and that really,
Talk it through.
They would need a big.
Yeah. Bismack Biyombo. That's who they about to sign.
You know who they really need?
Onyeka Okongwu.
Drummond.
Yeah.
You could get minimum Drummond to the Suns and get James. Oh my God.
They would have no bench. I mean, they'd have to.
No, they got them same guys. Torrey Craig. I just saw something.
Torrey Craig is in Chicago or San Antonio.
I mean, but Watanabe, all the guys who did Phoenix signed, they're on 1-year deals with player options. All the guys can shoot. They're plus shooters, and they're all long and athletic. They filled their team out with the perfect addition guys. So yeah.
So if you're Philly, does that make you? Because Philly right now is the third team in the East. So does that boost you past Boston or Pat? I think Miami was kind of a flash in the pan. I don't necessarily believe in Miami unless they have some type of addition.
Yeah, I don't think it's sustainable what they did. I 100% agree.
I don't. So at this point, with the team makeup they are now, I still think that Philly is probably the top 2 or 3. If you add Dame and subtract Harden, does that make them a top 1 or 2 instead of a 2 or 3? Or is there no difference?
Nah, I think that puts them at 2 because until proven otherwise, you gotta get Milwaukee out of there. I feel like Boston has taken steps back because they don't have a facilitator. I don't know who's going to run point for Boston.
Milwaukee. I don't know where Milwaukee. They didn't really add anything. Did they?
They added the other Lopez brother and didn't lose anything.
I mean,
that means you're gonna. That means you have 48 minutes of good center play. Yeah. Like you got the rim protection. One of them can shoot, one of them can't. So you just kind of set your roster around.
Man, fuck all these teams. I don't care. Hawks over everybody. James is gonna go to wherever James want to go. Okay. Dame staying in Portland. It is what it is, man. I don't know. We are in the days of our lives.
So let me ask you a question. 2 questions. Have we gotten better or worse for the Hawks in the offseason?
Were you gonna ask both questions or no?
Oh, I was gonna ask him. I wanted to hear kind of. And the second question, just so you know what it is are the Hawks better than the Jazz?
No. Not until we can figure out the 4 position. We don't know what they're gonna do. I think we're the same. Because of the way we didn't use John Collins, I don't think we lost much. We didn't use him. I could see if we lost John Collins and he was John Collins where we used him and he was averaging almost 20 and 10. But we put him in the corner and said, don't do nothing.
But he still played good defense. We got worse on defense and rebound.
He played okay defense. He was good at help side defender, decent rebounder. But I don't think you lose much in that department with Jalen Johnson. I think Jalen Johnson's a hell of a rebounder. I think he's a better playmaker. I think he just can't shoot as well. But I think in terms of everything that John Collins does so far, I think you don't lose much with Jalen Johnson, especially defensively. He's got to get his awareness better. But at the end of the year, from what I saw, he was blocking shots at the square, guarding the 1 through the 4, and all of that. I don't think you got worse. I don't know if you got better. I think we need another move to get better. We need another move.
So are you thinking that they're gonna start Jalen Johnson at the 4?
Yeah, if they don't make another move, then yeah, it'd be either Jalen Johnson or Saddiq Bey. That's the only 2 4s you got.
That's the reason I don't think that Jalen Johnson is going to start. I think Saddiq is going to start in that position, and then we sure as hell got worse on defense and rebound. And
I don't think that would be a mistake. I would start Jalen Johnson because Jalen Johnson, for the way that they want to play defense and be able to switch and guard the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, I think Jalen Johnson is better at that versus what John was. I think John could guard for a certain amount of time, but Jalen is more athletic. And I think defensively, you have to start. To me, you have to start Jalen Johnson because the way that the starter wants to play, he wants to run. Jalen Johnson can get the ball and go. We've seen it.
But yes, but that also requires that will have to put Trey off the ball. For Jalen
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If he gets the rebound and Trey is at the wing and just goes, Trey could then. You could give him the ball that he could create on the run. Now, once you get in your half court set, you give the ball back to Trey or DeJounte. But in terms of getting the ball and getting out and going, Jalen is the start for the 4 to me. He's a better passer. He's a better rebounder. He's a better defender. He just can't shoot as well as Saddiq Bey. But hey, we need shooting off the bench anyway.
Yeah, I don't. Because my issue with that is if you start Jalen Johnson, him and Clint Capella have the same shot profile. So they got to stand there together. So if you can guard 1, you can guard 2 of them. And that's the problem. That's my big issue. Is the one thing, even though it wasn't John's best skill, his ability to at least stand on that 3-point line, and you have to at least look over there. And Jalen, if I will leave him open and let him shoot every one of those shots, and that's how I lose, well, damn, that's how I lost. But, yeah. I feel like what ideally what you really need is to be able to put Jalen Johnson and Saddiq Bey into one body. Then you got it. But if since you can't do that,
first team All Pro. I mean, at that point, that's somebody that does everything. You got LeBron.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You legitimate. No, you might be better. But yeah.
And then you asked me, are we better? Oh, you asked me, are we better than the Jazz? Right now, no, we are not better than the Jazz because of Lauri Markkanen, because of them filling in John Collins. If you remember, I said, if y'all going to move John Collins, I said when they were talking about it last year, trade him for Jared Vanderbilt. Do it right now. It's the same thing as Jalen Johnson, except for he plays a little bit better defense. I was like, trade him for Jared Vanderbilt. If you're going to do it, instead you trade him for 2 second-round picks, whatever. So now you've upgraded from Jared Vanderbilt or Kelly Olynyk to John Collins, who now I'm assuming that this coach is a better coach in terms of being able to utilize offensively than what Nate was. Nate is a defensive coach. So now you're able to use John. He's still kind of in the same situation, though.
Yeah.
Because Lauri is going to dominate the ball, or Jordan Clarkson, and you still have Walker Kessler, who can only stand at the rim. So I think that's still an issue, but now there's more basketball to go around because the back court doesn't dominate as much. You got THT, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson,
Ochai Agbaji. Yeah,
don't know who that is. Like you got all these people that don't really need the ball to shoot. I don't know who that is. I don't know Utah. And so if you have all of that, then I think John will be able to. I still think John has the same issues that he's got to work on: his ball handling and his post. If he does that, the Jazz are by far and away better than us because they have a good three. Look, I'm 6'11". So if you have 6'11", 6'10", 6'7" feet, and one can rebound, one can jump over you, and one can do everything, then I think that puts you in a better situation, especially with the way that the NBA is going. I mean, hell, our tallest center is 7. They got a 7'5" Wemby, and now they're starting to profile this dude Cooper Flagg, who's 6'11" in the 10th grade.
Love him, boy.
He from Maine. He came down to Georgia and absolutely embarrassed LeBron's team. And I hate to say LeBron's team, but I mean, I would say Peach State Classic. But if I said Peach State Classic, in a way, nobody really cared. But when I say LeBron's team, also coached by Rondo.
It is not the Peach State Classic. It is the Peach Jam in Augusta, Georgia.
Peach
North
Jam.
Augusta, South Carolina.
Peach State Classic is in
North
Atlanta.
Augusta, South Carolina, to be technically exact. But
so you have that. So Cooper Flagg, but my point is the way the NBA is going, you're gonna need almost all 7. I mean, you're gonna need a guard, a 6'9" dude, and then everybody else got to be 7 feet.
Yep.
So I think the Jazz are more equipped to be better than the Hawks. Actually,
the 6-foot guard is going to disappear soon.
Oh yeah, football about to evolve, but. I think the Jazz are right now a better team. I think the Hawks are equipped to finish better in the East than the Jazz do in the West.
That's fair.
I think that if the Jazz were in the East, be an issue. But they're in the West and they got to go against Joker every game. You know
how good the Jazz will be able to give the Celtics problems.
Jazz will give every team in the East problems because the East only has. What, 2 bigs?
You're right. Even Phoenix, they would struggle. Boy, I mean not Phoenix. Philadelphia, they struggle against the Jazz.
How many good centers are in the East? 2, all NBA centers. 2. Joel Embiid and what's his name?
I think he's a 4.
Who?
Bam Adebayo?
No, not Bam. Giannis. Giannis is kind of a 4-5. Giannis is Giannis.
He's a 4. He's a 4 because both of the twins are gonna play the 5. Yeah.
Yeah, they can. But I mean, Giannis can play the 5. Giannis is like Tim Duncan. Like Tim Duncan was a 5, but he played the 4.
Yeah.
And he's just really good at playing the 4.
He could. I mean, Giannis is the best small ball 5 in the NBA. Let's make that very clear. If you really had to get out there and put Bobby Portis at the 4 and Giannis at the 5. Oh, and that's the other part about Utah is Walker Kessler doesn't have to play the whole game. You could just bump John to small ball 5, Laurie to small ball 4, and you still got you. That's a very offensive team.
So, like I said, Utah will finish worse than the Hawks. They'll probably finish in the 5-6 seed. I expect with the way the East is playing, especially now.
I think they're firmly in a playoff team.
The Hawks.
No, Utah.
Yeah. I mean, you got Denver. I think they're not better than Denver. I don't think that they're better. I think the Lakers made all the right moves this offseason.
They match up with the Lakers.
I mean, I mean, sure. I'm not taking them over the Lakers. Not now.
Wait. What guards do the Lakers have?
Austin Reeves. D'Angelo Russell. They re-signed Rui Hachimura. They re-signed. They lost Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder was the big loss for them, but they signed somebody though at the 1. Gabe Vincent. Yeah, Gabe Vincent. I think they're worse than them. I think Memphis. Whenever Ja comes back, and hopefully he's learned his lesson, I think they're not better than Memphis right now. Especially with Marcus Smart. I don't think
the West's about to be hell.
I don't think. The Rockets have gotten a lot better, and I did not even say Phoenix yet. I haven't even said Phoenix or the Clippers. I haven't even said the Clippers, right?
I mean, New Orleans. I would assume that.
I think they're better than New Orleans.
Is Zion still hurt?
No, Zion said that he has gonna follow the blueprint of LeBron, and up until this moment he hadn't really been taking his health seriously. As we know, you've only been taking reproduction seriously, but now you are going to Work on it. So no, but in that case, that I've named 5 teams that I think are better than them right now. So I said they're a 6 seed. I think they're a 6 seed. I think Portland's not good. Oh shit, my bad. Maybe a 7 seed. I think I said Clippers. The Minnesota doesn't have to make a move. Like they can stay the same, and them and the Jazz. I think I said Memphis already. We don't believe in San Antonio, but we don't. I mean, they're young. So I mean, they're like the 7th seed.
But
now.
My thing is, New Orleans has to be better because Zion has to play. I can't imagine there's a scenario where, I mean, you're right, he doesn't have to play, but how do you not there? How does he not start next season?
I mean, if he starts, then if he starts and plays and stays healthy, then they may be they were the number 1 seed. Like when he was healthy and playing, they were the legit number 1 seed.
But he's not injured currently.
I think New Orleans is better than them, actually. Now that you say it, because I think Trey Murphy III, is going to ascend even more. Brandon Ingram, BI, and all that. Now, they've got some off the court stuff they got to fix because they all called Zion out as soon as they got eliminated. But then I still haven't. I mean, at the end of the day, we talk about LeBron and LeBron. You got to put respect on that man up there at San Francisco. You don't know what they can do out there in Golden State. And we still ain't even saying Sacramento. Like there's still that's 9 teams in the West.
That West.
And we still ain't even said OKC, who got Chet back, and Chet had 6 blocks.
Is a gauntlet. My God.
So we ain't even. So in terms of Utah, getting back to the whole point of the issue, in terms of Utah, I don't know. Shit now. I mean, they playing. I don't know if they're a 5-6 seed. They're a 7 through 10 seed in the West.
You see how quick you went from a 5 seed to get in where you fit in, my guy. Be safe.
But we go to the East and the Hawks. We don't know about Boston. They done redid up. They trying to get rid of Brogdon if they didn't already.
Yeah, but we should have gotten something back so that we could firmly supplant ourselves as still being right there at that level. But I mean, they lost Grant Williams and Marcus Smart, but they got KP back.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted the Hawks to get Grant Williams. I knew we couldn't afford it. But
Me too.
Because he's a good player. He just got a raw deal.
We just need some toughness.
He's strong. Like that's the one thing with John. I was like, and I understand. John was trying. I mean, he took the PEDs by accident. He was trying to gain that weight. He just couldn't.
Grant Williams is strong and switchable,
and he can shoot. But so with the Hawks, you got Philly, Boston. Depending on what Dame does, I mean Milwaukee. Depending on what Dame does, let's say.
You gotta assume that Miami's better than us at this point with no John.
Yeah. They lost Gabe Vincent. They've lost Max Strus. They've lost. They're trying.
You see who they drafted too. That kid ain't no joke.
Who?
The kid from UCLA, Juarez.
Oh yeah, he's a problem. yeah, he's a problem. But I mean, everybody's a problem in summer league too, though. So,
I mean, you're right.
But so just from what I'm thinking, we just said we don't believe in Miami, and they were. Remember, now y'all don't forget that we beat Miami in the play-in. Don't forget that. That same team that Miami went to the finals with, we beat them in the play-in. So they just got hot, and Jimmy just decided that he's Himothy.
I do think that Tyler Hero coming back is important, and I think
soon he's coming back.
And Duncan Robinson refinding himself, because I did drop a lot of his value because I think that he had gotten to a point where he was just unplayable. He had lost his confidence, and
crazy in the finals.
That's a problem. But I feel like right now you're gonna get Duncan Robinson at what you'll get right now, and the salary cap going up. His contract is not bad as it was last year.
Oh, hold up. For not bad as it was last year. Don't forget your point. I also didn't say Dallas in the West either. Go ahead, Luka. We forgot that man, Luka. That's 11 teams that we've named. 10 teams that we've named before you even think about the Jazz.
No, I think that I got to relook at Dallas's team. Oh, they got Lively. They still don't have a 4 though. That Christian Wood situation boggles my mind.
Christian Wood gonna end up at Miami, and y'all gonna be sick.
I don't understand how the only teams that have offered him anything is a minimum contract.
Because he wants way more money, and they're like, no.
No. But the only thing he's been offered is a minimum. Do I think he's worth? I think he's about a $15-20 million player. I would pay that for him in a heartbeat.
I mean,
and
Miami is the answer for him. Miami is the answer for him.
That's your answer for Atlanta is Christian Wood, because he can actually shoot the 3.
Who would you get rid of?
Oh, you want to know my answer? You know my real answer. Bogey.
So where would you play Jalen and so Sadiq would then move to the 3?
Back up.
3. You'd have to move Bogey and DeAndre Hunter.
I'm looking to flip one of those 2 guys. Preferably Sadiq.
Before we get to the Hawks, tell me about what do you think about Siakam? We keep saying everybody's saying that he don't want to leave, but that keeps coming up. It's like the Hawks are like, all right, bet, like we're going to get Pascal Siakam. If we're going to get where there's smoke, there's fire, and that smoke has been going for like 2 months now.
It is the hawkiest of moves. He has made it very clear he does not want to come here. He said, and he knows when he's speaking, you know who he's speaking directly about, the Hawks. If I go there, I'm not re-signing. You gotta find your self-respect. It's like being in a relationship. If that girl don't want you, then you should not want her. Let her be. And if we chase Pascal Siakam, we're gonna overpay and we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose because the guy has told you I don't want to sign there, and you're gonna have to trade 2 good assets for him.
Oh, I would.
It ain't gonna be.
I would trade 2 good assets for him if we were to keep him. So I would trade DeAndre Hunter and, I mean, the answer is Bogey. DeAndre Hunter and Bogey, but they don't want Bogey. They want a young person. So it'd have to be either AJ Griffin, Kobe Buffkin, or Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, and Bogey can't be traded till September. So because when he signed the contract, so it can't be Bogey at all. Which Bogey to me, out of everything that our team has done, even trading John Collins for nothing, Bogey is the by far the stupidest deal. There's just no reason for us to do that. And honestly, we could have traded Bogey and probably kept John.
We traded Kevin Huerter for old Kevin Huerter. At the end of the day, we traded Kevin Huerter to get rid of him, to not pay him, to pay Bogey $1 million less to be Kevin Huerter. I don't know. I like Bogey too, but dog.
And I understand liking Bogey more than Kevin Huerter, but that is the issue. He's always
that's hurt. Trey. Trey likes Bogey more than Kevin Huerter. I like Kevin Huerter more than I like Bogey. I like them more.
Bogey has, and I will say that I think that I kind of agree with Trey on this. Bogey has killer instinct that Kevin Huerter does not have. Unfortunately, he's not available enough.
How you gonna have killer instinct from the sideline?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for rocking with us. It has been another fantastic Saturday Morning Live. Reggie is even sicker of Bogey than I am. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. We will be here on Monday for Monday Night Raw. We just had a Splashcast 36 pack come out on Wednesday. We just had an Around the League episode come out on Thursday. Once again, we had the deep dive come out last week. We have gotten a bunch of excellent opinions and reviews on that, man. Take some time, check that out. Reggie, what else you got for me?
We were going to talk about the Falcons, but in NFL free agency, but we're not going to do that. I can't wait to talk football on Monday. Like I said, we are going to talk about this whole Dan Snyder NFL conspiracy to get John Gruden out of the Raiders, and how like it's so messy that it'll probably take up the majority of the podcast, especially the football.
Well, that's
part.
fine. Because we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Just go ahead, copy and paste this, This right, this. Why did I put a T on this? Copy and paste this segment as your basketball segment because nothing to talk about there. NFL, they ain't done nothing there. And I do want to make a public service announcement. The Braves still kicking ass, boy. They came right on in, hitting grand slams, and we won 9-0 against the Chicago White Sox. We are the best team in baseball. Chop on, go Bravos. Excellent all-star game. And yeah,
it's tough. Also, wait. Braves. In MLB, y'all dropped the ball. You had a chance to have the whole Braves infield, a Braves pitch. Well, I don't think Spencer Strider pitched, but you had a chance to have the whole Braves infield, Ronald Acuna in the outfield with Freddie Freeman, Dansby Swanson, and Juan Soler all on the field at the same time. You could have had all Braves on the field at the same time, and y'all didn't. Y'all some haters for that. I was looking for. I was looking for it.
That's what that was.
That was some hater. That was some hater stuff.
Y'all not finna roll out that whole Braves team and flex on us as y'all kick our ass every game of the season. Hell no. The Braves are having one of the best seasons in baseball history, and you think you're gonna roll out their whole team to show the rest of the MLB that y'all are that much better than us? Hell no. I bet you. I wish you might. I'll go out there my damn self. I'll put myself in the game before I let you embarrass me and show up the rest of the 31 organizations in MLB. You got me fucked up.
Especially when you pay them. Hey, man, listen. And if you're a Braves fan, I want y'all to go to the Oakland Athletics Instagram page. I want y'all to say on behalf of the Splash Cast and send them the fruit basket emoji or whatever it got to be and tell them thank you. We got Matt Olson and Murphy from them, and they're both in the All-Stars. Matt Olson leads the league of home runs. Charlie Murphy is a top 2 catcher in the league, and he doesn't even play every game. Shout out to the Oakland Athletics, a.k.a. the Oakland Braves. Shout out to y'all. Y'all our farm system.
And we ain't got one right now. Every time I get right there, I look, there's farm system. We're at the bottom. Now, we've cashed out on all of our farm systems. So
yeah, we traded everybody. Terrible. We traded everybody. It was like, oh, y'all not good.
Or they're on the team right now in the All-Star game. That's it.
Yep.
So,
but, yeah, man, that's it, man. We appreciate it. We will see y'all Monday.